Do you ever feel like a fragile boat in life's storm, tossed by every wave? One small criticism at work, and you spiral for the entire day. One unexpected failure, and you want to throw it all away and go back to square one. You look around, see others who seem tougher, more successful, and you ask yourself, why am I so weak? Here's the truth. No one is born weak, and no one is born strong. Mental toughness, what we call mental toughness, is not a gift. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. The problem is, we've been taught the wrong way. Society tells you to tough it out, to suck it up, to ignore your feelings. But that isn't strength. That is suppression. And suppression, sooner or later, always breaks. Real mental toughness is not about never falling down. It's the ability to acknowledge your feelings, accept them, and then still choose to move forward. It is resilience. In this video, we are not talking about empty theories. I am going to share 14 specific, practical strategies, from small mindset shifts to daily physical exercises, so you can literally train your brain. This isn't a magic fix. This is a gym session for your mind. If you are ready to leave that old, fragile version of yourself behind and build a stronger, more resilient one, this is the video for you. Let's begin. Secret 1. Separate your feelings from the truth. This first strategy, and arguably the most important one in this entire journey, is something most of us get wrong. It is this: we believe our feelings absolutely. If we feel like a failure, we believe we are a failure. If we feel anxious about a presentation, we believe the presentation will be a disaster. If we feel like someone doesn't like us, we believe they actually hate us. This is the critical vulnerability of our psychology. And here is what mentally tough people understand deeply. Your feelings are real, but they are not always the truth. Let me repeat that. Your feelings are real, the anxiety is real, the fear is real, the anger is real. They are chemical and electrical signals in your body. You must respect them. But they are not a 100% accurate report of external reality. Why does our brain do this? We have two major parts of our brain in this fight: the thinking brain, our prefrontal cortex, and the feeling brain, our limbic system or amygdala. Your feeling brain is designed to keep you safe. It's like a hypersensitive alarm system. It scans the environment for threats. The problem is, for many of us, especially those who grew up with difficulty, judgment, or even trauma, that alarm system is stuck on high sensitivity. It sees a tiger, a threat, in every shadow. A short email from your boss? Need to see you? Feeling brain, alarm, red alert, we're getting fired, it's all over. Thinking brain, truth. The truth is, my boss wants to see me. That's it. Mental toughness is not about shutting off the feeling brain. That's impossible. Mental toughness is training your thinking brain to be the leader. It's hearing the alarm, saying, "Thank you for the warning," and then turning to the thinking brain and asking, "What is the truth here?" Here is your first exercise. It's called the fact check pause. The next time you feel a powerful negative emotion rising, anxiety, anger, shame, do this. Step 1. Identify the feeling. No judgment. Don't say, "I'm stupid for being anxious." Say, "I am feeling a lot of anxiety right now." Name it. This engages your thinking brain. Step 2. Find the facts. Just the facts. Ask yourself, what are the 100% undeniable objective facts that I know right now? Feeling, my girlfriend hates me. This relationship is over. Fact, my girlfriend has not texted me back in 3 hours. She is at work. See the difference? Your feeling is telling an end-of-the-world story. The fact is just a data point. Step 3. Separate the story from the fact. Realize there is a huge gap between "she hasn't texted back" and "she hates me." That gap is filled by the story you are telling yourself. Mental toughness is the ability to see that gap and not automatically believe the story. So the first secret isn't stop feeling bad. That's unrealistic. The secret is to stop treating your bad feelings as proof of reality. Feelings are visitors in your house. They come and they go. They might be loud, they might be messy, but they do not own the house. You do. Start acting like it. Practice this today. When anxiety hits, just say, there's my alarm system again. Interesting. Now, what are the facts? This is the first step to taking back control.
Secret 2. Regulate the body first, then the brain. Okay, so you've done secret 1. You've recognized that you are feeling anxious, not that you are in objective danger. But there's a problem. Your heart is still pounding. Your palms are sweating. Your breathing is shallow and fast. Your feeling brain is screaming, and it is convinced your entire body that there is a tiger in the room. And this is the critical mistake most of us make. We try to think our way out of a physical reaction. You cannot tell someone having a panic attack to just think positive. It doesn't work. Why? Because when your body is in fight or flight mode, it does something very smart. It powers down your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex. Your body says, this is not the time for philosophy. This is the time to run. Mental toughness is not about ignoring your body. It's about understanding its language. And here is the key word you need to know: the vagus nerve. Think of this as the superhighway connecting your brain and your body. But more importantly, it is your body's brake pedal. When you are panicked, it's because the gas pedal, your sympathetic system, is floored. The brake, your parasympathetic system, is offline. You cannot think your way into hitting the brake. You must physically hit the brake. This is the fastest, most scientifically proven way to engage your vagus nerve and calm yourself down immediately. It's called the physiological sigh. It's simple. You are going to take 2 consecutive inhales through the nose, followed by 1 long, slow exhale through the mouth. Inhale deeply through your nose, and right when you think you're full, take 1 more sharp, short inhale, like you're filling a balloon and then stuffing just a little more air in. Then, exhale everything through your mouth, very slowly. Much slower than your inhale. Let's do it together. Inhale, inhale again, and slowly exhale. What just happened? When you are stressed, the tiny air sacs in your lungs, your alveoli, tend to collapse. This makes you feel short of breath or suffocated. That second extra sniff forces those air sacs to pop back open. And that slow exhale, that is the signal you are sending to your vagus nerve. You are telling your brain, hey, I am in control of my breath. I am not running from a tiger. We are safe. Let's go back to that email from your boss. Email arrives. Need to see you. Feeling, heart pounds, panic, red alert. Secret 1, thinking, wait, the fact is my boss just wants to see me. My feeling is real, but it might not be the truth. Problem, your heart is still pounding. Secret 2, action, right there at your desk. Inhale, inhale again. Slow exhale. You do that 2 or 3 times, the magic happens. Your heart rate begins to slow. Your thinking brain starts to come back online. Now you can think, maybe he just wants to ask about Project X. Mental toughness is not never feeling stressed. Mental toughness is having the toolkit to handle the stress when it arrives. Stop trying to fight your body. Befriend it. Learn to use the brake. When you feel the alarm start to ring, don't try to shout over it. Just breathe. Regulate your body first. Your brain will thank you for it.
Secret 3. Use micro-action to defeat paralysis. You've done well. You used Secret 1 to identify the facts.
You used Secret 2 to calm your heart rate. But now comes the hard part. The work is still there. The essay still needs to be written. The difficult phone call still needs to be made. And you feel paralyzed. You know what you should do, but you cannot start. This is emotional procrastination. This is analysis paralysis. And here is a hard truth that will change your life. Weak people wait for motivation to act. Strong people act to create motivation. Motivation is not something you have. Motivation is something you make. It is the result of action, not the cause of it. Your feeling brain, from Secret 1, hates discomfort. When it looks at a big task, say, write a 12,000-word script or clean the entire apartment, it doesn't see a task. It sees a giant, overwhelming threat. A mountain you can't possibly climb. And what's its response? Paralysis. Flight. Let's watch YouTube. Let's scroll TikTok. Anything but that scary thing. And so you sit there hating yourself for not acting, which makes you feel worse, which makes it even harder to start. It's a death spiral. The mentally tough person breaks this spiral by tricking their brain. They make the action ridiculously small, so small that your feeling brain doesn't even bother to sound the alarm. I call this microaction. Author James Clear calls it the 2-minute rule. The principle is shrink any task down to something you can start in 2 minutes. You don't have to finish it, you just have to start it. Scary task? I have to go to the gym for 1 hour. Feeling? I'm tired, I have no time, I'll go tomorrow. Paralysis. Microaction? I will just put on my gym clothes. That's it. Scary task? I have to clean this entire messy kitchen. Feeling? It's too much, I don't know where to start. Microaction? I will put 1 dish in the dishwasher. Scary task? I have to write this 5,000-word essay. Feeling? Staring at the blank page. Microaction? I will open the Word document and only write the title. What happens when you do this? 9 times out of 10, once your gym clothes are on, you'll think, well, I'm dressed, might as well drive to the gym. 9 times out of 10, once you've put 1 dish away, you'll think, might as well grab that cup too. This is called momentum. Newton's first law, an object in motion stays in motion. The microaction isn't about finishing the task, it's about getting you from rest to motion. Stop negotiating with your brain. Stop waiting for inspiration. Mental toughness is a form of emotional discipline, and that discipline starts by being the initiator. Respect the fact that your brain is scared, but trick it with a small action and then take the wheel once you're rolling. Your job today is not to climb the entire mountain. Your job is just to tie your shoelaces. Start small. Start now.
Secret 4. Seek voluntary discomfort. You've started. You beat procrastination with a microaction, but 5 minutes into the task, a voice starts in your head. This is tiring. Just stop. This is hard. You can do it tomorrow. This is your feeling brain again, and it has one mission: seek comfort and avoid discomfort. It's a primitive survival mechanism. Our brains are programmed to conserve energy. Anything difficult is flagged as bad or dangerous. In the modern world, we are victims of our own comfort. Food is delivered. Entertainment is 24/7 in our pocket. The thermostat keeps us perfectly temperate. The result? Our discomfort muscle has atrophied. The slightest bit of boredom, and we frantically reach for our phone. The slightest bit of hunger, and we're irritable. The slightest bit of difficult work, and we feel burned out and want to quit. And here is one of the most important sentences you will hear today. Growth and comfort do not coexist on the same path. Mentally tough people understand this. They do not run from discomfort. They actively seek it out. They practice voluntary discomfort. They treat discomfort like lifting weights for the mind.
You don't get stronger by only lifting the 1 kilogram dumbbell. You have to increase the weight, feel the burn. You don't have to do something crazy like run a marathon. Start small. Example 1, physical. Take a cold shower. This is the classic example. Why? Because for 30 seconds, your entire body, your feeling brain, is screaming, "Stop! Get out! This is awful!" And your thinking brain has to calmly take control and say, "No, we are safe, we are choosing this, we are okay." You're training your brain that you are in charge, not your fleeting feelings. Example 2, discipline. Don't hit the snooze button. When the alarm rings, the feeling brain says, "Just 5 more minutes, it's warm." By getting up immediately, you are winning the first battle of the day. You are choosing the discomfort of rising over the comfort of staying. Example 3, social. Do the thing that scares you a little. Send that important email. Speak up in the meeting. Start that conversation. Those things that make your heart beat a little faster, do them. Mental toughness is a direct result of how much discomfort you are willing to tolerate. If you only do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you intentionally do what is hard, your life will become easier. Don't run from the burn. That is the feeling of growth. Lean into it. Start seeing discomfort not as a threat, but as your trainer.
Secret 5. Reprogram your inner dialogue, the critic. You followed Secret 4. You chose the hard thing. You're at the gym where you're writing that essay, and then it appears. A voice. You can't do this. You look stupid trying. See, you failed again. You'll always be a failure. This is the inner critic. And for many people, this is the real reason they collapse, not the difficult task itself. Who is this critic? It is not you. It is an old recording. It might be the voice of a harsh teacher, a demanding parent, a bully from school, or even an old version of yourself created to protect you. See, your brain thinks that if it criticizes you first, it won't hurt so much when other people do. It thinks it's protecting you by keeping you safe, which means never trying anything. But it's malfunctioning. It's an outdated defense system. The biggest problem is, we believe that voice is us. We believe it's the truth. Mental toughness is not about making that voice shut up. You can't. Mental toughness is about changing your relationship with that voice. The next time that voice appears, do not fight it. Do not believe it. Do these 3 steps. Step 1, separate and name it. Instead of thinking, "I am a failure," think, "Oh, my critic is saying I'm a failure." See the difference? You have separated yourself from the thought. You are not the thought. You are the one hearing the thought. Give it a slightly silly name. Mr. Worrywart. Lady Perfection. This strips it of its power. Step 2, thank it. Yes, thank it. Don't argue. Just say, "Thank you, Mr. Worrywart, for trying to protect me. I know you're worried I'll be embarrassed, but..." Step 3, replace with truth and compassion. "But I'm handling this. I am choosing to do this. I am safe." This is where you switch to the voice of a firm but kind mentor or coach. Scenario. You give a presentation and fumble one word. The critic, shouting, "You ruined it! Everyone thinks you're an idiot. You should never speak in public again." Old reaction. Believe it. Feel shame. Avoid presentations for years. Mentally tough reaction, using the 3 steps. 1, separate. Wow, Lady Perfection is here. She's loud. 2, thank. Thanks for wanting me to do well. I know it's important. 3, replace. But the truth is, secret 1, is I fumbled one word. That's it. The other 99% of the presentation was solid. I'll do better next time. Now, back to work. Your self-talk determines the quality of your life. Mentally weak people let their critic drive the car. Mentally tough people recognize the critic is just a loud passenger in the back seat. You can't kick it out of the car, but you don't have to let it hold the GPS.
Be your own firm coach. Be compassionate, but be factual. Mental toughness isn't blind confidence. It's practical compassion.
Secret 6. Stop the comparison. Run your own lane. You've done everything right. You got out of bed, you handled your critic, you started your work. Then, during a break, you open Instagram. You see an old friend just got a promotion. You see someone your age just bought a house. You see a stranger online with the six-pack you've been working for. And instantly, all the mental toughness you just built evaporates. You feel like a failure all over again. This is an unwinnable fight. Our brains, our tribal brains, were designed to compare ourselves to the 150 people in our village. It was not designed to compare us to 8 billion people, or rather, the 8 billion curated, photoshopped highlight reels of them. You are comparing your entire, messy, doubtful, behind-the-scenes footage to someone else's blockbuster movie trailer. You cannot win. Mentally weak people let comparison dictate their value. They outsource their self-esteem. Their worth goes up or down based on what they see on their feed. Mental toughness is reclaiming ownership of your self-worth. Here are 2 techniques you must practice daily. The run your own lane technique. Imagine you are in a race. If you keep turning your head to see how fast the person in the next lane is running, what happens? You lose your balance. You slow down. You might trip. Mental toughness is keeping your eyes focused dead ahead on your lane. Your only job is not beat the guy next to me. Your only job is to be slightly faster than you were yesterday. The next time you catch yourself comparing, physically say to yourself, nope, that's their lane. My lane is here. What's my next step? The good for them reframe. When you see someone succeed and you feel that pang of envy, which is normal, do this. Do not think, why them and not me? Scarcity mindset. Immediately replace it with, good for them. Abundance mindset. Good for them. Their success does not take anything away from me. Their success proves that it is possible. If they can do it, it means it's possible for me too. This changes everything. You turn a negative moment, envy, into a positive one, inspiration. You stop seeing the world as competition and start seeing it as collaboration. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it is the assassin of mental toughness. You cannot build your resilience if you are constantly letting other people set the measuring stick. Go on a social media diet. Unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself, even if they don't mean to. Celebrate your own micro-wins. Stay in your lane, and when you look over into someone else's, do it only to cheer them on. Your worth is non-negotiable. Don't let it be determined by a swipe.
Secret 7. Reframe failure. It's data, not a verdict. You did everything right. You were focused, you were disciplined, and then you fell. You missed the gym, you ate the whole pint of ice cream, you snapped at your partner. You failed at that important goal. And immediately, the critic from Secret 5 grabs the microphone and screams, "See, I told you, you're a fraud, you are back at square one." This is the single deadliest trap, all or nothing thinking. We believe that if we break the chain, the entire chain is worthless. You're on a diet, you eat one cookie, and your brain says, well, it's ruined, the day is ruined, might as well eat the whole box and start over tomorrow. Mentally weak people see failure as a verdict. It's a period. It's the final, undeniable proof that they are what their critic says, stupid, lazy, unworthy. Mentally tough people see failure as data. That's it. It's a data point. It is not a judgment on your character. It is an outcome. When you fail, you don't need pity. You need an investigation. Be a scientist, not a judge. Instead of asking, why me? Verdict, ask, why this? Data. Use the 3 whys investigation. Why did I fail? Slip. The context. Surface answer, because I ate the cookie. Why did I do that? The trigger. Deeper answer, because I felt incredibly stressed after that 3 p.m. meeting. Why did that trigger affect me? the root. Core answer, the data. Because I skipped lunch, physical. I'm low on sleep, physical. And I use sugar as a coping mechanism for stress, habit. See, the problem was not that you are weak or greedy. The data shows the problem was that you were tired and hungry. Those are two completely fixable problems. You don't need to try harder. You need to eat lunch. Mental toughness is not about never falling. It is about how fast you get back up. It is your bounce-back speed. Weak people fall, and they stay there. They build a house where they fell, deciding it's their destiny. Tough people fall, they curse a little, they gather the data. Why did I fall? Oh, a tree root. And then they get up, dust off, and keep going. Failure is not a stop sign. It is a teacher. It is a quiz. Do not waste your failures. Learn from them. Get the data and then take the next micro action. Your streak isn't broken, it just had a pause. Unpause it right now.
Secret 8. Master the physical pillars, the non-negotiables. We've talked a lot about mindset, about breathing, about facing the critic. But let's be painfully honest for a second. Why, even knowing all these techniques, do you still have days where you feel as fragile as glass? Why are there days where your feeling brain wins so easily? Here's why. You are trying to run complex psychological software on broken hardware. Your brain is not a cloud. It is a physical organ. It is meat. It consumes 20% of your body's calories. It needs oxygen. It needs water. And it needs to be cleaned by sleep. You say you want mental toughness, but you sleep 5 hours a night. You eat a sugar-filled energy drink and a pastry for breakfast. You sit for 12 hours a day. That is not a mentally tough person. That is a person in active self-sabotage. Mental toughness starts the night before. It starts on your plate. When your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex, gets tired, it's the first thing to go offline. And who takes over? Your feeling brain, the amygdala. Sleep deprivation is scientifically proven to increase amygdala reactivity by 60%. You're not just sensitive, you are sleep deprived. Mental toughness isn't about pushing through exhaustion. It's about respecting your biology so it doesn't drag you down. There are 3 pillars. They are not sexy. They are not a life hack. They are the boring work, and they are everything. Pillar 1. Sleep. Stop treating sleep as a luxury. It is a requirement. Sleep is when your brain power washes itself, clearing toxic protein plaques. It's when you consolidate memory, and most importantly, reset your emotional circuits. Action. Protect your sleep like your life depends on it. Set a technology curfew. Turn off the phone, the TV, 1 hour before bed. Treat your 7 to 8 hours as your most important job of the day. Pillar 2. Movement. You don't have to run a marathon, but you cannot be stagnant. When you feel anxious, secret 2, your body is in fight or flight. It's flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. Movement is how your body metabolizes those chemicals. Action. Move the mood. If you feel angry or anxious, go for a 10-minute fast walk. Do push-ups, jump rope. Don't sit with that toxic energy. Burn it off. Pillar 3. Fuel. You would not put cheap, dirty gas into a high-performance race car. Why are you putting garbage into your brain? Sugar and processed foods cause inflammation in your brain. They cause massive insulin spikes and crashes, which perfectly mimic the feeling of a panic attack or a depressive episode. Action. I am not a nutritionist, but here are 2 simple rules. 1. Drink water right now. Mild dehydration is a primary cause of brain fog and anxiety. 2. Eat something real. An egg, an apple, some protein. This is the unsexy part of mental toughness. You cannot positive think your way out of sleep deprivation. You cannot meditate your way out of a terrible diet. Mental toughness is holistic. It is the boring, daily discipline of giving your body what it needs so it can support your mind. Stop trying to be a mental superhero on a fragile physical foundation. Master the fundamentals. Fix your hardware.
Secret 9. Curate your environment.
Set boundaries. You can be the most mentally tough person in the world, but if you are constantly wading through mud, you will get tired and dirty. Many of us are trying to build mental toughness while living in an environment that actively sabotages it. What is your environment? It's what you read, what you watch, and most importantly, who you let near you. There is a saying, you cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. For some, this is the energy vampire, that one friend, coworker, or family member who is always complaining, always in a drama, always negative. After a 10-minute call with them, you feel exhausted, like you just ran a marathon. Your nervous system is fried. For others, it's information junk food. You wake up, and the first thing you do is doom scroll the negative news. You are feeding your brain a constant diet of fear, outrage, and envy. You cannot build a mental fortress if you keep leaving the front gate open for invaders. Mental toughness is not just about internal strength, it is about smart defense. The energy audit technique. For 1 week, do an audit. Get a piece of paper. 2 columns, energizes and drains. After every major interaction with a person, an app, a TV show, ask, do I feel charged up or drained? Be honest. You might be shocked to find that the person thing you think is relaxing is actually draining you. The polite boundary technique. Once you know who or what is draining you, you need to set boundaries. A boundary is not an insult. It's an instruction. It's not, I hate you. It's, here is what I can and cannot do to stay healthy. Example, energy vampire. They start complaining. Instead of listening for an hour and feeling resentful, say, hey, I hear this is really hard for you, but I actually only have 5 minutes before my next meeting. Can we do a quick version? Time boundary. Or, I care about you, but I don't have the emotional capacity to take this on right now. Can we talk about something else? Emotional boundary. The information diet technique. Protect the first 30 minutes and the last 60 minutes of your day. No phone, no news, no social media. Morning, use it to hydrate, move, journal. Evening, use it to read a book, talk to a loved one, and decompress. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Mental toughness is the conscious act of choosing what you let in. You cannot control everything out there, but you absolutely control the unfollow button, the off switch, and your ability to say no politely. Curate your environment. Raise your standards for what you consume. Treat your mind like a temple, not a trash can.
Secret 10. Define your why, the unshakable anchor. You have the tools, 1 to 9. You know how to calm your body. You know how to start. You know how to handle failure and your critic. But there will come a day when it's raining and it's cold and you are tired. And on that day, all your tools will feel too heavy to lift. Motivation? Gone. Discipline? Feels pointless. And your feeling brain will whisper, see, what is this all for? Just give up. It's so much easier. This is the moment you must understand the difference between feelings and values. Feelings are weather. They change constantly. I feel motivated. I feel tired. I feel happy. Mentally weak people live and die by the weather. If it's sunny, they feel good, they perform. If it's rainy, they feel bad, they hide. Values are your island. They are what you stand for, who you want to be. They do not change based on the weather. Mental toughness is learning to act on your values regardless of your feelings. And to do that, you must know what your why is. You don't find your why, you excavate it. Take a piece of paper and do this exercise. It's like the 3 why investigation, Secret 7, but for purpose. Start with your goal. 1. What do I want? I want to build mental toughness. 2. Why? Because I'm tired of feeling anxious and weak. 3. Why? Because it's holding me back in my career and in my relationships. 4.
Why is that important? Because I want to be able to provide for and be a strong foundation for my family. 5. Why? Because I believe in responsibility and love. I want to be the person they can count on. Boom! There it is. Now rewind the scenario. It's raining. 5 a.m. The alarm goes off for your gym session. Feeling brain says, tired, sleep, not worth it. Old reaction, based on feelings, yeah, you're right. Hit snooze. New reaction, based on values, you, to your brain, yes, I feel tired. That feeling is real, but my value is responsibility. My why is my family, and becoming the strong person they need is more important than this temporary feeling of comfort. See, the discomfort of the workout suddenly has meaning. You're not just lifting weights, you are lifting responsibility. You're not just running, you are running for love. Motivation is cheap, it comes and goes. Don't rely on it. Rely on your why instead. Your why is the anchor in the emotional storm. Write down your values: family, freedom, creativity, discipline, service. Put them on your wall. When you feel weak, look at them. Your feelings will pull you in every direction. Your why will keep you pointed true north.
Secret 11. Control the controllables. The Stoic Principle. Let's be honest. 90% of your anxiety, your anger, and your burnout comes from one single source. It is this: trying to control things you have absolutely zero control over. You are angry that it's raining. You are anxious about what other people might be thinking about you. You are frustrated that your coworker isn't working as hard as you. You are spending 100% of your mental energy on things you have 0% control over. The ancient Stoics had a rule for survival. They called it the dichotomy of control. It's simple. The entire universe is split into two parts. Circle 1. Things you cannot control. The past. The future. The economy. The weather. Other people's thoughts. Other people's reactions. Circle 2. Things you can control. And it's a very short list. You can control your effort, your attitude, your response, your words, your actions, what you put in your body, your why. That's it. Mentally weak people spend their entire lives screaming at Circle 1. They try to change the past, control other people, complain about the weather. They are exhausted and powerless. Mentally tough people ignore Circle 1 and put 100% of their effort into Circle 2. Be the archer. Think of an archer. What can the archer not control? The wind, the target moving, the sun in their eyes. What can they control? How much they practiced, their breath, how they hold the bow, the moment they release the string. The Stoic archer focuses 100% on the process, the release, and then accepts the outcome, whatever it is. Don't be the archer screaming at the wind. Be the archer focused on their shot. The 2-circle audit. The next time you feel anxious or paralyzed, grab a piece of paper. Draw 2 concentric circles. Outer circle. Write all the things you're worried about. Circle 1. My boss seems mad. This project might fail. What will people think? Inner circle. Now look at that list and ask, what Circle 2, controllable action, can I take right now? Boss is mad? I can't control his mood. I can control sending one email to check in. Project fails? I can't control the final outcome. I can control double-checking my work 3 times. This exercise instantly shifts you from victim to agent. Mental toughness is not about controlling the world. It's realizing you don't have to. Mental toughness is radical responsibility for what is yours. Circle 1, and radical acceptance of what is not. Circle 1. So much energy becomes available when you stop trying to control puppets you don't even hold the strings to. Let the storm rage. Focus on your ship.
Secret 12. Drop the baggage. Forgiveness as a weapon. You're doing all the secrets, you're breathing, you're facing discomfort, you're focused on your circle 2. But you still feel heavy. You still feel held back. Why? Because you are carrying baggage. What's in that bag of rocks? It's resentment at the person who wronged you. It's regret over the mistake you made 10 years ago. It's shame about the old version of you that your critic, Secret 5, won't let you forget. We hold on for a reason. We think holding on to anger is punishing the other person. If I forgive them, it means I'm letting them get away with it. We think holding on to regret is punishing ourselves. If I keep feeling awful about that mistake, it proves I'm a good person. But here is the truth. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The only person being poisoned is you. You are wasting precious today energy on yesterday's debt. And regret? That's trying to drive a car forward while staring only in the rearview mirror. You are guaranteed to crash. Mental toughness is a healthy, selfish act. It's realizing you do not have the extra capacity to carry someone else's baggage or your own past selves. Mental toughness requires forgiveness, but not the fluffy kind, strategic forgiveness. Forgiving others, not for them. Forgiveness does not mean what you did was okay. Forgiveness does not mean we have to be friends again. You can still have boundaries, Secret 9. Forgiveness means I am no longer willing to let what you did ruin one more second of my future. I am done with this. I am taking my energy back. It is an act of power. You are cutting the rope to the bag of rocks. You are declaring that pain no longer has control over you. Forgiving yourself, learning the lesson. This is the hardest one. How do you forgive yourself for stupid mistakes? You do it by turning it from regret into a lesson. Instead of, I can't believe I was so stupid, the critic, Secret 5. Say, that version of me didn't know what I know now. They paid a high price for me to learn this lesson. What is the lesson? The lesson? I must trust my gut. I must set boundaries earlier. I need to be honest. Once you have extracted the lesson from the mistake, you don't need to carry the rest of it. You got the gold. Leave the rocks. Mental toughness is knowing when to fight and when to let go. Do not fight the past. You will lose 100% of those battles. The past is a teacher, not a jailer. Get the data, learn the lesson, and then, for the sake of your own future, cut the cord. You cannot climb your mountain if you are still tethered to the bottom. Let it go.
Secret 13. Focus on the process, not the prize. You've got your why, Secret 10. I want to build my career. I want a happy family. I want financial freedom. That is the great wall you want to build. That is the mountain you want to climb. And 99% of people fail right here. Why? Because they only stare at the distant prize. And when you only look at the prize, what happens? You feel overwhelmed. The gap between here and there is too big. You feel like a failure every single day until you get it. I'm not there yet. I'm not good enough yet. You were ignoring Circle 2, Secret 11, because the final prize, the promotion, the win, depends on others, your boss, the economy, luck. Mentally weak people are obsessed with goals. Mentally tough people are obsessed with systems. There's a great quote from James Clear. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Mental toughness is falling in love with the process of climbing instead of staring at the peak. Will Smith has talked about this. You don't start out by saying, "I'm going to build the biggest, baddest wall." You start by saying, "I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid," and you do that every single day. The prize, the wall, is just the reward for focusing on the process, the brick. Goal, prize, I want to have mental toughness. Abstract, scary. System, process. Today, when I feel anxiety, I will practice one physiological sigh. Secret 2. Today, I will go to bed on time. Secret 8. Today, I will lay one brick. Goal, prize, I want to run a marathon. System, process. Today, my only job is to put on my shoes and run for 10 minutes. Secret 3 and 4. See, mental toughness is about winning the day. You can't control if you win the marathon. You might get sick. But you absolutely can control if you put your shoes on today. Circle 2. Build your self-esteem on executing your system, not on achieving the goal. The future is an illusion. The past is a ghost. Secret 12. All you have is now. All you have is this brick. Stop worrying about the wall. Stop worrying about the mountain. Become a master bricklayer. Mental toughness is the boring patience of showing up every day and focusing on the next action right in front of you. Honor the process, and the prize will take care of itself.
Secret 14. Practice gratitude, the ultimate antidote. We've been on a long journey. 13 secrets, 13 tools, 13 ways to fight, to control, to build, to endure. It sounds exhausting, doesn't it? That's because our feeling brain, our alarm system, is programmed to find one thing: threats. It is a what's wrong seeking machine. You spend all day practicing mental toughness, but you're still living inside a brain that is constantly pointing out what's missing, what's broken, and what could go wrong. You need an antidote. You need a tool just as powerful as that what's wrong seeking machine, but one that does the opposite. That tool is gratitude. I know, it sounds cheesy. It sounds soft. But from a neurological standpoint, gratitude is not a soft emotion. It is a deliberate training exercise. Gratitude is you commanding your brain, "Hey, stop scanning for threats for 60 seconds. Instead, scan for what's right." It is a pattern interrupt for the critic, for comparison, and for the failure spiral. You cannot feel intense anxiety and intense gratitude in the exact same moment. One will push the other out. Mental toughness is consciously choosing which one wins. This is not toxic positivity. This is not pretending everything is perfect. This is about not ignoring the small good just because it is small. Here is your exercise. 2 minutes every night. Write down 3 things you are grateful for from today. They must be specific. Not my family, too general. Write the specific way my daughter laughed when I told that joke. Not my job. Write that 5 minutes of quiet I had with my coffee before anyone woke up. Write down 2 people you appreciate, one near, one far. Write down 1 thing you like about yourself today. This is critical to fight the critic. Example, I was tired, but I did the physiological sigh, secret 2, instead of yelling. I'm proud of that. Gratitude is a muscle. You have to train it. At first, it will feel silly. Your brain will resist. It wants to go back to its problems. But if you do this every day, you are building a brand new neural pathway. Mental toughness is not just about enduring the bad. It is the ability to see and amplify the good. It's training your brain to see that even on a hard day, there were perfect bricks, secret 13. There was a why, secret 10. And there was light. Be a warrior. Be disciplined, but also be a joy seeker. That is unbreakable toughness. We've covered a lot of ground. 14 strategies. Nearly 12,000 words. If you are still here, that already says something about you. It says you're ready. You're tired of being tired. You're tired of feeling weak. Remember that question from the beginning? Why am I so weak? You know the answer now. You are not weak. You were just using an outdated toolkit. You were fighting a modern war with ancient weapons. Mental toughness, as we've learned, is not a gift. It is a set of skills. It's the skill of identification, separating your feelings from the facts. It's the skill of regulation, using your body to tell your brain you are safe. It's the skill of initiation, beating paralysis with micro-action, with the 2-minute rule, and creating motivation from nothing. We learned that real strength doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, it comes from intentionally seeking it. We learned how to face our biggest enemy, the inner critic, by naming it, thanking it, and then replacing it with the truth. We learned how to build a fortress built on the physical foundation of non-negotiables: sleep, movement, and fuel. A fortress defended by firm boundaries, where we curate our environment and stop letting energy vampires drain us. We learned to stop wasting energy. We stopped screaming at Circle 1, the uncontrollables, and focused 100% on Circle 2, our effort and our attitude. We stopped comparing someone else's highlight reel to our behind the scenes. We learned to drop the baggage. We realized forgiveness isn't for them, it's for us. We stopped driving forward while staring in the rearview mirror. And most importantly, we changed how we define success. We stopped obsessing over the prize and fell in love with the process. We realized toughness is built not at the summit, but in the step. Not in the wall, but in the brick. We learned to see failure not as a verdict, but as data. We found our anchor in the storm, our why. And finally, we learned the antidote to our threat-seeking brain: gratitude. The ability to see the good even when it's small. This is not a magic fix. This is a toolkit. This is your mental gym. You are not that fragile boat anymore. You are the captain. You have the map. You have the anchor. The storms will still come. The waves will still hit. But this time, you will be ready. This is not the end of the video. This is day 1 of your training. Thank you so much for taking this journey. Now I have a question for you. Which of these 14 secrets hit you the hardest? Which brick are you going to start practicing today? Let me know in the comments below. I truly want to read them. And if you found this video helpful, you know the drill. Please give it a like and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell because we are just getting started. You can also check out our video on related video topic, for example, how to build discipline without motivation, right here. Thank you, stay tough, and I will see you in the next one.